ladies, men are not hairy women. Okay? According to Allison Armstrong, what women try to make men act like and think like women, it works to your advantage. It's best for you to understand how a man works. So when he was at the stage, when we got married, he was at the stage where he was in his building stage, where he wanted to start building his castle. So he wanted a woman that has his back. If you meet a man who's at the stage where he is building his castle, you're either going to meet the man who feels like he needs to find that wife to build his castle, or he needs to build his castle before he finds the wife. If you sit there and try to convince that man who feels like he needs to build the castle first before he gets the wife, ma'am, you're going to get your feelings hurt. Okay? He's going to waste your time because you're going to stick it out with this man. It could be indefinitely. You don't know how many years. And then when he's really ready, he can get rid of you because he will treat you as a placeholder. And then he would turn around and then find that woman that he wants to be the queen of his castle. Because when a man is ready, that's when he's looking for his queen. When a man wants to have fun, he's looking for the fun for right now girl. So you have to be able to recognize at what stage is a man at. What are his intentions for you? And the way you determine that is by understanding the 6 phases of a relationship and understanding biochemically how does a man respond. So when he was in the early stages of, I want to play, I want to have fun, I was like, you go play, you go have fun. I'm going to live my life over here. Because me and Lovebug, if we would have got married in our early 20s, we would not stay married. Okay? He had to go through his immature phase. And some of you are rushing before you determine what stage is this man at in his life. What are his intentions? If you are dating a man who hasn't been clear that his intentions and his desire is to find his queen, he talks a certain way. A man who is ready to get married to his partner says, I am looking for my partner. That's the words that he will say. For when he's ready to get married. He will say words like, I want somebody who has my back. Has my back means what my husband was saying when he was like, you spoke into me, you saw the best in me, you would build me up, you would encourage me. When my husband wasn't doing the things that I thought that he can do better, like that he had the potential to do, I wasn't like, well, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? I didn't do that. I was like, you know what? I trust that you're going to figure it out. I have my standards, don't get me wrong, because until he can meet my standards, he couldn't be with me. He could be with whoever else he wanted to. But until he can meet my standards, he couldn't be with me. However, once he did meet my standards, once I saw that he was making the efforts and that he was building, I just kept speaking into him. I wasn't going to try to fix him. I wasn't going to hook him up with jobs. Some of you step into a man's life and you become his mother. So guess what? No straight, normal man wants to have sex with his mother. And you become the caregiver. So then you drain yourself. You step into your masculine energy. You become more of a turnoff that pushes him away when he's making efforts to try to make you happy. You're not noticing it because you're in your doing, giving, surviving energy mindset mode. And then now he's looking for that woman that can still look at him with the Google eyes. That can make him feel the way you made him feel in the beginning. When my husband comes home, you could be my best friend. We could be in the deepest conversation. Heck, I'm sorry if your dog passed away, but I gotta go because my man's home. I will call you back, okay? I will call you back. Because if I hear that garage opening, then he's getting my undivided attention. I'm gonna make him feel like a king. I'm gonna kiss him. I'm gonna make him feel loved, see if he needs anything. Then I'm gonna leave him alone because I understand man. I understand the way they think. For a lot of women, because they're like, they have this cut and dry way of looking at a man. And don't get me wrong. There are some men that are the biggest Build-A-Bears. There are some men, a lot of men, that have bad intentions, but there's a lot of good men. And when you count all men as bad, then you don't see the good men for who they really are. You don't really treat them according to their own behavior, according to where they're at, and to your own advantage. And because of that, you end up missing out. So when my man comes home, when he's out, especially if he's been working and he's been doing all the things to build our household, then I'm going to kiss him, make sure he's okay, and then I'm going to give him space. How many of you guys, your man will come home and you want to start talking? You want to start telling him all the things about your day. You want to tell him all the things that he needs to fix. You want to do and then you get upset when he doesn't want to listen. When he's not really paying attention to you, when he's not giving you his undivided attention. You feel like you're being neglected because you spent all day without him and you want to be able to have that undivided attention with him. Ma'am, biochemically, his testosterone has been depleted. He has nothing left. His tank is on zero. His tank is on zero. And if you start talking to him when he has been stressed out at work, when he has been stressed out doing whatever he's doing, you know what you're doing? You are creating a negative association to his stressed out day, to feeling stress, to your face. When your man is feeling bad or he's angry or what have you, baby, I trust that you're going to figure it out. Go do something with yourself, ma'am. He's not a woman, okay? Women feel better when they talk about things. That's not how a man works. I don't want him to have a negative association with me. If he's in a bad mood, men need space. Give him the space to work it out. Go do something with yourself, ma'am. You don't have to be the one fixing everything. The best compliment you can give a man is by saying, you know what, baby, I trust you. I trust you're going to figure it out. Some of you want to become your man's counselor. And what happens when you become your man's counselor is that it decreases vasopressin. Vasopressin is the bonding hormone that makes a man want to commit to you, provide for you, and protect you. So then now you done dropped this vasopressin. He now has a negative association to your face because whenever he sees your face, who's been counseling him, it's right after he had something negative that happened. So then now whenever he sees you, he's feeling negative. He doesn't know why. And then the relationship doesn't work out. But when you understand the art of seduction, when you understand how a man works, then you know how to speak into a man. It's all about timing. What to pour into him. What does he need from you? How your absence benefits him just as much as your presence. I'm getting a little bit high level here. If he needs you, a man is not like a woman, okay? We want somebody to come to us and we want somebody to say, hey, are you okay? Do you need anything? That's not how a man works. If he needs your help, if he wants your presence, he will ask you. So here's the deal. Now, I want you to think about all of this when I'm teaching you about the 6 phases of a relationship, okay? Think about how a man thinks and how he operates. Remember, according to Alison Armstrong, she says that men go through stages. I think there's 7 stages that a man goes through. He goes through the page stage, the knight stage. He goes through the prince stages, and there's 3 stages that he goes through in the prince stage. Then he goes into a king stage, and then he goes into an elder stage. At each stage that a man goes through, his priorities and focus is going to be different. There has been women who have divorced their husbands because they felt their husbands didn't love them enough, didn't pay attention to them enough, didn't give them what they needed, all because of their own insecurities, all because of their own traumas, and they didn't even know that their man was going through a phase. They didn't even know that their man needed their presence more than anything, but he also needed your space for them to go through the stage that allows them to come out on the other side better and stronger and more loving for you. So when I have had women that come to me that are married and they have filed for divorce or getting ready to file for divorce, I've had probably about, it's been several women that I've had that should not have gotten divorced. So when they've come to me, I would listen to their story because it depends. I need to hear all of it. And then from listening to their story, I'm like, do not divorce that man. If you do, you're going to regret it. One of my clients, Tiffany tells you about her story. She tells you in her testimony about her story. So when Tiffany came to me, she was on husband number 3. She had filed for divorce. They had been separated for 6 months. Tiffany had 2 kids. Her husband wasn't ish, okay? He wasn't providing. He wasn't giving her enough attention. He wasn't treating her right. It was all these things that Tiffany said, I'm coming, ma'am, okay? See, here's the thing. Did y'all notice that when my husband was talking and when I was talking to him, that I slowed down, that I took my time? One of the biggest complaints that men have about women is that you don't listen to them. You're like, give it to me now. But y'all, a man needs you to listen even when he's not talking. Like if he's thinking about the answer and you want to jump in and start talking, you're moving way too fast. You got to learn how to be present. That's part of being in your feminine energy, because when you're in your feminine energy, you're able to be present. You're not rushing to get to the next thing. You're able to be present in the moment, knowing that what you want and what you need is coming to you. It's coming. Like, if you listen, ma'am, I'm giving you at least $5,000 right now worth of information. You're not hearing this anywhere else. I promise you. So my client, Tiffany, she was divorcing her husband. She was getting ready to divorce her husband. So after Tiffany told me everything, I said, ma'am, is the divorce finalized? And she said, no, it's not finalized. I said, Tiffany, stop the divorce. I said, do not divorce that man. She looked at me like I was crazy. I said, it's not him, it's you. Do not divorce him yet. I said, when you heal, it will heal your marriage. I said, but if you divorce him, you're going to regret divorcing him. Fast forward. Just fast forward, because Tiffany, she's an amazing client. Tiffany has made strides because her relationship, even with her daughter, was strained. So she has made strides that allowed her to not only heal herself, but it healed her relationship with her daughter. It healed her marriage. Her husband ended up coming back in the house. They started dating again. Their marriage is stronger than ever. And when I tell you that man loves her, because we went to Rhythmia. Like, I take my elite clients, we go to Rhythmia once a year. And this man declared in a room full of people that my life purpose is loving this woman. I'm getting chills right now. Like, if you were there, you would have been in tears. Like, this man clearly loves his wife, but because she had love blocks, she couldn't even see how much this man really loved her. And she was getting ready to divorce that. So this is why I'm talking to you guys the way I'm talking to you, because I'm telling you, the way you start is the way you finish. You don't get a divorce in the back end, you get a divorce in the front end by the way you start. So if you're single, it's important for you to learn what I'm teaching you so that you don't set yourself up to sabotage a relationship that is not going to work in the end. And if you are currently married, then it's going to arm you so that you're not prematurely walking away from a relationship that you can easily savage simply just by healing yourself, simply by gaining more understanding. So in saying this, men go through their own life stages. Men, I'm not talking about boys, because you have some men that are 40 years old and they should already be in the king stage. King stage means that he's already financially stable. He's already at a place where he has built his home, or he is ready to build his home. He is ready to get married. This is the reason why I say if a man is 40 and over and he's not married, he's a no man, okay? 9 times out of 10, there's always exceptions, okay? But I'm talking about it as a general rule. If a man is 40 and over and he is not seriously dating somebody with the intentions of marrying her, he just been jumping from one relationship to another, he's damaged goods, okay? He's emotionally stagnant. He's stuck in the childish night stage. The night stage is a stage, according to Allison Armstrong, it's a stage where they want to have fun. It's about adventure and it's about fun. It's not about building. It's not about having a queen to his kingdom. It's not about that. And if you get with a man, and I've seen a lot of women who are in their 40s stuck with that kind of man, and they have wasted their time as their ovaries have gone hard and boiled because they couldn't have kids, letting this man drag their time out. Okay? So what I'm saying, as a man is going through his different phases, then that helps you to understand the 6 phases of a relationship. This is the reason why, ma'am, you should take your time when it comes to dating, selecting, and vetting a man. Any man should not be able to have your honey jewels, okay? Any man should not be able to have access to your heart, access to your secrets, access to your pain, access to intimate stories about you. Some of you will meet a man on Monday, and by Friday, he knows about how every boyfriend has cheated on you. He knows about your trauma in your childhood. He knows about your fears. He knows about your... Ma'am. No, ma'am. He has not earned that. Some of you are doing dinner with a man on the first date, not understanding the way a man operates. I honestly believe that one of the reasons why my husband, I'm very blessed, but it was intentional. Like, I was intentional with my husband because I knew what kind of marriage that I wanted to be. So from the beginning, when my husband declared that he wanted to be with me, I made my husband earn my time. He earned every piece of my time. We started off with coffee because I'm busy. And he understood that, listen, just because you like me does not mean that I owe you my exclusivity. If you haven't committed to me, then understand that I'm a free agent who's evaluating options so that I can select the best option for me. Because guess what? If nobody's competing for you, ma'am, you're not a prize, okay? You're a constellation gift, okay? You're a handout. You're not a prize. If the first guy that says, I like you, now all of a sudden all other options are off the table without this man having to to prove to you why he's worthy of you. Part of the thrill for him, if he's a man, is in the pursuit. It is in the making you happy. It is in the earning your heart. So if you freely are giving your time, which is your most valuable asset, because you can always get more money, you can always get more things, but you can't get your time back, no matter what you do.